where oysters bake. 9 men's Morris, sticks of sage, segue into Sudoku page. The costumes run the gamut from twilight turquoise, ruby, rum, land of lapis lazuli, faintest hint of ancient seas. Stars drop just a touch of dust into a nest of pearls, and such goodwill reflect. Joy abounds. There is no sighing, no sad sounds. Jester eyes each new fresh fruit and plays his codpiece like a flute. Mullah's caravanserai, simple skip or bright capri. Nasrudin, wait! I shout, it's me! My camel calls, my carpet flies. Outrigger, stone on desert stand. It's come this way from Canyon Grand, and in between my waking hours, never let me lose the power bequeathed in turn when temperature heats to nest wherein her love does beat. Queen of saplings, king of mirth, unmeasurable in numbered worth, 4 13s or 52, and though you search the whole deck through, you cannot find me, neath the yew, the sycamore, nor ash, nor thorn. I'm here on edge within the page, at beck and call outside the cage, like owl noise and eagle blind. I'm just not somewhere you can find. Prankster, San Francisco Bay. It isn't night, it isn't day. Map the myth and kiss the misses. What a splendid party this is. Eyebrow arc, grin, smile, roar, laughter. Black oak. Come on, follow after.
So come back on the 22nd. He knows he's going to be at, where is it again on Monday?
It's Himalayan Flavors between California and Sacramento on University in Berkeley, Monday at 7
I want to
o'clock.
make sure people heard that a second time. All right, Cara Sue. Gentle tones.
I'd like to start out with 2 poems by a poet. Her name is Mario Rukisa, and this December 15 would have been her 100th birthday, and we're going to have a salon at our house on the 15th to celebrate her birthday from 3 to 5 o'clock, and you're all invited. But let me read just a little bit about her, and then I will go into her 2 poems. Muriel Rukisa's whole career is the answer to a question she asked in one of her own poems. What would happen if one woman told the truth about her life? Her truth, indeed, her life, was a passionate one, vividly lived and recorded, generously given. As she once said, writing is only another way of giving, a courtesy, if you will, a form of love. So here are her 2 poems. The first one is titled, Looking at Each Other. Yes, we were looking at each other. Yes, we knew each other very well. Yes, we had made love with each other many times. Yes, we had heard music together. Yes, we had gone to the sea together. Yes, we had cooked and eaten together. Yes, we had laughed often day and night. Yes, we fought violence and knew violence. Yes, we hated the inner and outer oppression. Yes, that day we were looking at each other. Yes, we saw the sunlight pouring down. Yes, the corner of the table was between us. Yes, bread and flowers were on the table. Yes, our eyes saw each other's eyes. Yes, our mouths saw each other's mouth. Yes, our breasts saw each other's breasts. Yes, our bodies entire saw each other. Yes, it was beginning in each. Yes, it threw waves across our lives. Yes, the pulses were becoming very strong. Yes, the beating became very delicate. Yes, the calling, the arousal. Yes, the arriving, the coming. Yes, there it was for both entire. Yes, we were looking at each other. This one is titled Waiting for Icarus. He said he would be back and we'd drink wine together. He said that everything would be better than before. He said we were on the edge of a new relation. He said he would never again cringe before his father. He said that he was going to invent full time. He said he loved me, that going into me, he said, was going into the world and the sky. He said all the buckles were very firm. He said the wax was the best wax. He said, wait for me here on the beach. He said, just don't cry. I remember the gulls and the waves. I remember the islands going dark on the sea. I remember the girls laughing. I remember they said he only wanted to get away from me. I remember mothers saying, inventors are like poets, a trashy lot. I remember she told me those who try out inventions are worse. I remember she added, women who love such are the worst of all. I have been waiting all day, or perhaps longer. I would have liked to try those wings myself. It would have been better than this. I'll read one more, and this is mine. And it is titled Memories Triggered by Watching a Dancer in Pina, a documentary about Pina Bausch. And the dancer reminded me of my stepmother on her dying days. On her last days, neither she nor I knew how the fast fading hours would bring a kind of dance that would have been unimaginable at any other hour. The grace of her fingers reaching into air, plucking a silk, pulling it down, arms stretched wide, trancing slowly, slowly, her head turned from one end to another. And then, a gasp, seeing shadows waiting at doorways, I heard her pleading, first whimpering, then her rigid body bounced hard on the bed, the last of her long black hair flying. It was not romance. She didn't wear a flowing dress, and her Prince Charming had long ago given up. Light faded slowly with the help of morphine. I saw her turning, young, desirous, lost. Her movements could only come from a place nearing the end, and yet she whirled endlessly. Thank you.
All right, that brings us to Cesar, then Chris, then our Greg P. Iron Fist to close her pawn. Sorry about that.
It's an iron fist and a velvet glove, though.
That's right, that's true. Give him a round of applause, Cesar.
Not a rubber glove.
First, a couple of announcements. Put it on the Facebook page. So the street sheet is accepting submissions. Just submit by December 15th. I think it's on there with the Facebook page that Dan handles. But yeah, it's got to do with social justice, homelessness, poverty, all the ills. The street sheet wants your poems.
All right. Where are you looking up?
On the Dan's Facebook page. I think there's two of them. I think this is
Yeah.
the news of Sacred Grounds versus Sacred Grounds.
Yeah, and also Street Sheet has its own website place, so just do a search for Street Sheet San Francisco. If you can't find an email, I'll help you out.
Okay. Well,
It's a great place to put your stuff.
yeah, and I guess my other announcement, I'm going to be featuring. I don't recall the place, but it's in on January 5th on Shattuck in Berkeley, an art gallery with Julia. So I think we're going to be co-features.
Right.
Oh,
And
Art House Gallery.
What is that's it? Art House Gallery. Yes.
All right.
So.
It's right next to a place selling dog collars for some reason.
No.
Yeah, so hey, you know,
Is that just Sunday?
no, it's in January. So yeah, get a dog collar, you know, then enjoy the poetry.
There you go.
There's a poem in that somewhere.
There has to be.
Okay, so this is my submission to the Street Sheet, so they haven't gotten it yet, and it's actually a translation. So this is poems called El Pan Nuestro by the Peruvian poet Cesar Vallejo, and I've translated it to Soup Kitchen. Breakfast slurped down in the city of winter. Morning stop on the shopping cart crusade. Behind it rattled the chained emotions of lost teeth, the soldered yearnings of a fast. The damp outdoors cough up a fragrance of precious blood. I wish I could pound on all the doors and ask for who knows who, and then look at the poor, and while they whimper, give pieces of fresh bread to them all, then skin the rich of their vineyards, do it with these two hands of saints that with one blow of light broke the nails off the cross and flew away. Eyelashes of morning, you can't even lift yourselves. Give us this day our daily bread, Lord. Every bone in my body belongs to someone else. I probably stole them. I came to get what was meant for my neighbor. I start to think, if I had never been born, another poor man could drink this cup of coffee. I am a bad thief. Where will I go? And in this cold hour, when the satyr has the smell of withering skin, I want to throw myself on everyone walking by, to beg forgiveness from someone, anyone, and make pieces of fresh bread for him, for her, here in this open grill of my heart. I wish I could say I'd written that. And okay, so Steve Mackin, your poem is finally done. This is the last time I'm going to read it here. Maybe, who knows? I mean, it is done, but I'm not going to tinker with it anymore. I mean, so I may read it again, but this is it's not going to get tweaked anymore. So for Steve. Headstone. A man departs. He leaves behind sisters, friends, stories of generosity, a table at a cafe. He leaves behind books, towers of them, titles, erudite and classic, the tomes of the ages. Together, they are the metropolis. His books parcel between those who love him. In the hands of others, they become keepsakes, mementos held by fellows and poets. The metropolis, its avenues, monuments, spires, the lake and the dome, all displaced to frontiers. His treasures, jewels in diaspora. His memory held by the books that he gathered. His moments with them, perhaps imagined. Maybe he savored unwrapping a package when it came to his mailbox. Likely he beamed upon finding the long-sought edition. His moments within, oceans explored, private and world, ancient lands found in full bloom, the summits he stood on, ageless, Olympic. A man departs, his moments between pages, witnessed by whales, remembered by eagles. And this is my Langston Hughes poem. I'm probably not done tweaking it, but trying. Thanks, Gregory, for your tribute to him. I don't think I would have written this if I wouldn't have had my Langston Hughes phase without you and Carlos. So, but I don't think I'm done with my Langston Hughes phase. Well, Distillery. I am black molasses. Light does not pass through me. I swallow every flicker. No one can push me. I go the speed that I choose. But give me flour, I make gingerbread. Give me water, I become rum. Give me an audience, I become music. I am sugar of the night, the extract of your days. I am the still of your soul.
Thank you, Cesar. Wunderbar. What's up with that mic stand? All right, our mini feature for the evening is Chris Chan. He's going to come up on here, and then we have Greg Closer. So give him a nice ring to the nose. Or a square of applause. Or the lips of applause.
Chris_TRIAN at yahoo.com.
And he has 2 cards here that you can take if you want to. bring
Paintings
back.
for sale. Reasonable prices. Okay. Death in the morning. There is something not quite right in my morning coffee. When I pick it up, I see my reflection in its brown liquid mirror. Someone old I don't recognize winks at me. I drink him down and the 4 walls laugh. My cat looks at me funny. A rat with green teeth squints at me through one of her eyes. And the garbage man brought garbage today instead of collecting it. There were at least 5 bags of turd sandwiches, and I thought of our slim, elegant president who said he inherited a turd sandwich from Bush. And his black, beautiful Valkyrie wife. And when I went downstairs to get my morning paper, instead, it was a computer chip. It's okay, said my neighbor. Technology is good. We will all make plenty of money soon. When I went to shave, that same old bastard looked at me in the mirror. Only both his eyes were the eyes of rats. And I thought I smelled something dead in the walls. My wife was listening to her usual news programs, wearing headphones so as not to disturb me. I always told her the real news was in my soul. She laughed and said she has no soul. I always thought she was batty until this morning, when I opened the refrigerator. It was filled with electronic equipment. It said, from now on, your breakfast will bring you the news. Hope you don't mind the voice of Vladimir Putin. We haven't gotten the bugs out of the system yet. So I ate a snow cone marked Snowden Incorporated. This didn't make me feel any better. So I went back to just dying in the morning. It doesn't come quickly or easily, or even painfully. This isn't Hollywood, but a long period of pointless waiting that gets shorter the older you get. It doesn't carry a .357 Magnum or a vial of poison or a knife in the stocking. It is a stocking left in the corner of your room, and you can't find the phone number of the girl who left it. And you can't work a cell phone or a computer either. It's a name, an awful name that knows yours but never tells you hers. Like your mother, on that hospital bed of guilt and water, crucifix on the wall, menorah between the doors. It isn't the doors or the windows, the way in or the way out. It's trying to make the vibrator on your bed work. When you're in so much pain, you just lie there as all the color drains out of everything. It isn't old age or youth or middle age, it's no age at all. A watch that stops, a television commercial you have better memorized than the greatest poem. It isn't even a bad poem or no poem, just no paper or pen, with only 5 seconds left before you forget your words and life becomes unreal. Horror is easy, murder is common, treason is the common cold, hospitals are full of redundancies. I don't mean the patients, but those sad, sagging beds, just wanting to be left alone. What is hard is 3 a.m., a pair of lonely, stricken trousers, the same bad novel as useless as a broken condom, an empty refrigerator, the catastrophe of sunlight. We are all ready for death. It's life that destroys us every time. 3 knocks. When I was a kid, I was always at a loss. The others all seemed to know something I didn't. So they laughed at me. I didn't really care. I stared at the classroom door. One day I heard 3 knocks, loud. No one else heard them. But because I didn't know anything, I never asked about it. It always seemed I was at a disadvantage. When I was 16, I went to a party feeling terrible. The others were making out. I didn't know what a girl was, let alone how to kiss her. And then someone gave me a swallow of Jack Daniels. I think it was, and then I asked for another and another. Suddenly I started talking to girls. I felt brave. I felt normal. That night I got my first kiss, and I heard it. 3 knocks coming from somewhere. For years I drank, and oh, the women I had, and the boys too, and they loved me, and I loved them back. But the 3 knocks never returned. One day I quit drinking, and I forgot everything. I knew the girls didn't matter, but I forgot how to write. I lost my soul and something strange. I have no idea what it means. But now when I'm old, the other old ones seem to know something I do not. But yet they keep dying, and I do not. And I am waiting for those final 3 knocks, hammer blows on the door, or 3 kisses before the death of love, or deep scratches by my kitten with the pale blue eyes of death. It is a mystery, and poetry is a mystery. 3 tears falling from the eyes of the muse, 3 perfect words which we can never write, 3 wise men bearing gifts of hopelessness, 3 knocks on the door, loud and demanding. Listen to us. We are lonely, and it is dark. You have stolen all the light. Let us in. And the last one, murder of murder itself. It has taken me 64 years to learn how to write. Something filled my mouth with chloroform, crippled my ears with songs of suicide and love. It has taken me longer than Hemingway lived to learn that shotgun, to turn that shotgun on the sick soul of the world. It has taken murder of murder itself to wake me up to the assassination of language, the treachery of lies that speak the truth when all are hypocrites march in goose step, when literature is a hitman of truth. It has taken pain and boredom and laziness and wisdom. Writing knows nothing of wisdom. Writing is the dribble of a fool, the treachery of a saint, the profundity of a sinner. Get this straight. Poetry is illegal, and there is no punishment save death. Forget the cigarette and the meal. Just to do it against all the odds is all the special concessions you'll ever get.
Ah, the gentle art of heaven. Only kidding. So Greg, the closer, and then we'll take care of these fine, fabulous prizes designed with your mind. Give them a warm welcome myself.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Well, a corner in the hood. No peace on this corner. Shots flying, bodies diving undercover, intense as any war. Fear is here where my neighbors live, the place that we call home, where gangsters hang out nightly by the local liquor store. The sound of random shots make us drop to the floor. We buy security motion lights and triple lock our doors, hoping to walk a safer beat, to find a rhythm to end the negativity that flows like lava through our streets, leaving no means of escape from the bitterness and rage where no peace resides, where bullets drive by and wrong place, wrong time accidentally dies, leaving balloons tied high up a stop sign pole with candles and stuffed toys scattered on the ground below, where gangsters hang out nightly by the local liquor store just around the corner from the place that we call home. Homecoming. Mama's been waiting for baby to phone, to say he's changed his ways and he's coming back home. Hoping he's tired of living his life on the edge and all those drugs that done mess with his head. Wishing he's dropped those friends who drive by crime on adrenaline. Praying he finally escaped a life of hit and run, copping rocks, dodging cops, stealing stuff, popping guns. Believing he's left behind freeways and crooked streets, wrong way boulevards of stolen cars and broken dreams. Mama's been waiting by the kitchen phone to hear if baby's coming to stay so she can cook his favorite foods served on her best china plates. Hoping each ring is him calling to say, "Leave the front light on, Mama, the prodigal son is on his way." Choosing to forget all the times he made her fret and moan. Mama's always waiting for baby to come back home. And then staying with the theme, home cooking. Back burner glows, slow simmer on crock pot watch. Heated up then, turned down low. The slightly bubbling, babbling brook in a saucepan. Bring back to a boil after adding 1 can. Sizzling skillet laughs, cookbook recipe asks for half a cup. Add 1 heaping spoon, gently stir and let cool. Rich, thick steam rising and mixing above with the good home aroma of spices and love.
All right, we have
Now the moment you've all been waiting for.
And now the moment you've all. Fancy prizes: Paul Scott's The Raj Quartet, Jewel in the Crown, as what people know. 2003, the version of Office, in case you want that. It's still in the wrapper, hasn't been opened. Fancy little notebook. Stephen P. Mackin, 20 years, 20 poems from a feature he did here a couple of years back. Investing for Dummies. It's kind of like an oxymoron. If you're that, why would you need this? I don't know. The mini feature and 2 magazines. Courtesy of Stephanie Manning, National Wildlife and Bay Nature. They're both up here. And then there's an announcement about the upcoming new poetry open mic over there if you didn't get a chance to have that. So, would you kindly just cut these cards and get back to me? Thank you. Cut, shuffle there. Now, if you signed in, there was a number next to your name, and now these cards have numbers on them, so when I pick the card, I have a number, and this could be your name. A drum roll, please. Number 9, Tom Gary.
Oh, mini feature.
Mini feature.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to put this right here so I won't forget. That takes care of that. Drum roll. Cara Vida, you are a winner.
All right. Yeah.
So any of these fabulous prizes are yours.
Wow.
See, and I try to predict who takes what. Sometimes I'm good, and sometimes I just really stink. Yeah, I thought you was going to go for that.
20 poems.
20 years, 20 poems. There we go. All right.
Thank you.
And Cesar, love. This is a tough one.
Oh, God. What is this?
That's just a little notebook, a little blank notebook.
And what is this?
That's Office 2003, still in the package.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. It could come in handy.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. And
Oh, that's Charles, number 1.
no, this is Jeremy. Did he leave? Du Bois? I guess so. Okay, sorry. He was the first person you read.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan. And he comes. Jonathan, give him a nice round of applause. He's a winner. You're a winner. We're all a winner tonight. In a winter wonderland. Oh, wait a minute. That's very bad. I try. Oh, good. Thank you. And then, David.
Yeah.
David, who has shown up, he comes, he sees, he conquers.
He's conquered.
Vinny
And I
Verdi.
hate grapes. He's conquered and I hate grapes. Well,
The
I was
book.
going to buy a notebook and now I don't have.
No, see, you come here, you save yourself some time. And Chris,
Oh my God.
What is it?
you may say that about me, but
Let me take a look. I always
you have
I
Investment
might
for
just pass
Dummies, Wildlife, and Paul Scott, the Raj Quartet.
National Wildlife.
Oh, come on.
These are animals. Oh, dear, I love animals.
All right, and then Caravita.
Again?
Well, actually, you're the feature, right? You already came up here, yes?
I got a problem.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I put your number and the feature card in there because
Yeah.
I moved up. That's my mistake. Greg Pod. But he passes. And then Bruce. Is Bruce still here?
I'm here,
Okay. So you have either one of these fine prizes designed with your mind in mind. It's a tense moment.
Yeah, it is. It's got to be this.
All right, all right.
So does anybody care for this? Investment company? All right, well then that's not really much of a prize, is it?
What is it called?
Investment for Dummies. It's all about, you know, someone gave this to me.
We are dummies.
Huh?
He'll take the investment for dummies.
Anybody want Office
You've got a business
2003?
side to your personality.
Twice.
All right, so then you've had an enormously wonderful night. Give yourself a round of applause. A little bit here. You came here, you survived, you're good. Next week, we have Michael Koch coming in, and he's a very good reader. A very good evening will be expected. And of course, we have our many feature tonight. Where is he?
Right behind you.
Tom Gary over there. So we got that. Good job. Thank you and good night. Come back next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat station. But remember, the week after, the 18th, we are closed until the 8th. I mean, the place is open, the Sacred Grounds, the poetry season will not be happening until
Next year.
Thank you all.